Alright, so I just finished the True Millennium Tower challenge, which was ridiculous, but I did it. And I've been looking up online, like, different guys, and people are always saying, you need to, grind for 10, 20 hours and max out everything. That's the only way you can do it. You don't have to. As you can see, my Ichiban's maxed out, but the rest of them are not even 99. Most of them, she's the only one that's 99. The rest of them are, 98, 86, 87. And none of their other things are maxed out at all. I got a couple of them to be at least 30 so that you get some of the skills. So let me show you guys what I got. So let's go to party. So for Ichiban, wait, how do I do this? How do I play video games? Okay, so for Ichiban, I just had him at 87. And then I had him 30 on Foreman, which you don't really need to do. I just played with him before, but that's pretty much it. For Psycho, I had her 99 on Idol, and that's pretty much all you need. You don't need any of her other skills. You just pretty much need Idol so that she can pretty much constantly heal. And I also use Jungi-han, and this is a character you kind of have to get a little bit of different skills. So I had him at Host because he's the only one who had like an actual ice skill, because I was keep using this spell whenever the enemies had a weakness to water. So I just had him at 87 on Host. That's what I was using. But I also increased his Fortune Teller, because the Fortune Teller, you get the Soul Tender skill, which allows you to revive your allies, and you also get the Fulminating Forecast, which is a really great area hit. Not an area hitting, it's just an electric move that hits 3 enemies. So because of that, you want to increase that to level at least 25. And as you can see, that's the only one I increased. I didn't, increase like all the other skills to 99 to be able to do this. You don't need to do that. And then I also use Zhao. And with him, I use this gangster skill that I increased it as much as I can. And I did chef, because I just played with him like that. But you also want to increase his Fortune Teller also for the same exact reasons. You want to get the Soul Teller and the Fulminating Forecast for him. And that was my team. Just these 4. I didn't switch around to Namba, Koichi, Eri. You can use them if you want, but it's the team I used. And then for the gear, you pretty much want to have much defense as possible. And you also want to have enough life that you'll be able to survive at least on hit, so that in the next turn you can just heal up. So you want to at least have around, I would say around 1200 or maybe even more, and you can use different gear to get there. As you can see, I have the Quantic set for him, so he has as much defense as possible. And I gave him Dragon's Binding and Glant Binding, so that you get some HP increases. But you pretty much want to always keep Ichiban alive, because if he dies, then it's game over. But if the other characters die, you can just revive them, because everyone has a resurrection spell. With Psycho, I just gave her just straight up health boost, so she has more health, and I just gave her some armor to increase her defense. You just pretty much want much defense and health as possible. Same with Jonji, just gave him defense, and then gave him HP, and then gave the Eye of the Dragon to give him more HP and some defense also. And for Zhao, I just gave him the War of Gods to give him a little bit more HP, and then the Chainmail just give him some armor. And then I didn't even have a good armor set on him. Yeah, I kind of had a crappy armor set, but that's pretty much it. And for the weapons, I just had the EX weapons. I had the legendary weapon. You pretty much want to get the best versions of those weapons, but again, they're not maxed out at all. As you can see, it's just the plain EX version. It's not the plus 10 EX version. You don't need to do that, really. It is hard, but it's definitely doable. Let's see. So when it comes to the skills that I was using, let's go there. With Ichiban, I'm pretty much just using, I'll post a guide in on the comment section that we can see the weaknesses, and then depending on the weaknesses, of course uses so actually wait, let me tell you guys this. You always want to use Peerless Resolve, Peerless Resolve allows you to take one hit and not die. And you want to keep having that on. If they knock you out, I mean, not knock you out, if they get rid of that by almost killing you, then use it again. That's going to keep you alive and save your ass. And then use Hero Embrace to always heal your allies. You pretty much want to always have full HP, because all the enemies pretty much do like 99% damage. So you want to just keep your health high as possible. I wouldn't use Hero's Vigor, even though he has a revive spell. It's like 50% if it works or not. So you're almost always better off just using a full revive item, which you also have. So you also want to make sure you buy much of the items as possible. Just buy every healing and like mana item, because you're going to go through them. And then pretty much just use his orbital laser attack that you get from the business minigame. That's going to do a lot of damage, and a lot of enemies are weak to lighting. But if they're not weak to lighting, then you can just use like any of the other skills, like the Bone Crashing Bat or the Ultimate Stack Slap. With Psycho, you pretty much just want to heal with Magical Concert, and then if someone dies, just use the Essence of Idle Spirit to just get them back up with full HP. That's pretty much all I used with her. Sometimes I would use Love Drunk Typhoon, but the debuffs just go away really fast, so it's not really worth doing. You're better off just doing healing and using the revive on her. With Jonghi, I mainly use this Champagne Wave whenever they were weak to water, and if they were not weak to water, they're probably weak to lightning. Then I use the lightning attack, and if they're not weak to that, if they're weak to fire, then I use the Rose Typhoon. You get a lot of different options with the, what is it called? Like, it's the host one. Yeah, the host. You get a lot of different magic spells, so that's what I used. With Zhao, I pretty much use the Essence of the Phoenix Blade. If they're weak to fire, if they're weak to lightning, use the Forecast again. And then if they're weak to blunt, then use, you know, acrobatics or something. And you have your revive skills. But that's pretty much it. You just have to pretty much make sure you're constantly healing. And you're constantly, you know, you pretty much just want to play it really safe, because you can easily die from it. But it wasn't too bad. It just took me a couple of tries after, you know, I got all these stats up.